Hello.
Hello, Danny. This is Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
How's it going?
Very well indeed. Thank you, mate. Thanks very much for your time today. It's great to catch up with you.
Yeah, no worries.
I have to tell you, I was absolutely blown away with Running with the Dogs. It's tremendous.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, pleasure indeed. Was there a particular inspirational person for the beautiful track Clouds Across the Sun?
I wouldn't say inspirational person, but it's almost like a situation that all five of us have been in. You know what I mean? I mean, it's very much a kind of like a thinking about a girl you really like kind of like scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like. It was almost like, you know what I mean, it was almost like our heir to something like, you know, like Dream On or something like that, you know what I mean? So it was very much in that vein.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of them songs that, like I think the same goes for a lot of our songs. We like it when people can interpret their own kind of views and meanings behind the song, you know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed. And you can certainly drift off with that track and reminisce about
exactly.
Love's Gone By.
It's very much like, it's a big kind of ELO kind of influence in there as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so. I was also hearing a little bit of Beatles, but I don't want to be offensive.
Yeah, I mean, we're all huge Beatles fans as well, you know what I mean?
Oh, so. Brilliant. That's all right. As long as I haven't offended you, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Mate, we're thrilled that you're coming to Soundwave 2015. It's going to be brilliant to see you out here. What can we expect from your performance?
Yeah, I'd say we're just a kind of in-your-face, like, simple, solid rock band, you know what I mean? Like, our show is very much like an AC/DC, Ramones-esque kind of show. It's like very kind of up-tempo, in-your-face, like just kind of rock show, really.
Yeah, oh, beautifully put too. A cross between the Ramones and AC/DC. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mate, forming in 2008 and finding yourselves with an opportunity to tour with the big names, Alice Cooper, Thin Lizzy, Steel Panther, Slash, Kiss, Motley Crue, not to mention Status Quo, of course.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you first found out about these tours?
I mean, it's just been unbelievable, really. Like, I'd say that in the short career we've had so far, I mean, we've done what many bands dream of doing, and we're just, I mean, sometimes you have to like pinch ourselves to actually like believe. Like, I mean, for example, when we got announced for the Kiss Motley Crue tour, like we initially found out through Nikki Sixx's Twitter. Like, we were like, because we heard talk about it and stuff, and we were like, yeah, but the chances are like it's not going to happen. They'll probably take a big band like, I don't know, like Buck Cherry or someone like that out of them.
Yeah.
And then when we got announced for the tour through Nikki Sixx posting his Twitter that the treatment are going to be coming out on the whole US leg of the tour, how they were naming it, it was like, yeah, show them some support. And we were just like, we couldn't believe it because we were in a van going somewhere to Glasgow at the time, like, and like 3 months later, we turned up and played in front of 30,000 people in Washington. So it was just like we couldn't believe it.
Absolutely, what a brilliant story already. You'll be writing your memoirs before we do much further down the track.
Yeah.
Look, opening for these behemoths, did you feel well received by the crowds?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, we like the way we looked at it. If we get a clap, you know what I mean, we've done a good job because we're literally going on with some of the most hardcore fan bases on the planet. Like I mean, Kiss and Motley Crue. I mean, we didn't know what to expect because they're both legendary bands. They've got ridiculous shows, and then there's us going on with like a backdrop and our gear. You know what I mean? When they've got like cannons firing like rockets and stuff. So I mean, but like when we went out to America, we were doing like we'd play a show, and we were doing really well on merch and stuff, and like people were coming up saying, "Oh, like how much they enjoyed the show," and like we just couldn't believe it, like because when we went out there, we didn't even actually have a record. Actually, no. So like our record dropped the day we played our first show, so we were literally unknown. So the only way of getting our records out was to literally we'd do the show, pack up our gear, literally run to where our merch was, and just flog our CDs. And we ended up doing 5,000 copies throughout the whole tour.
Oh my God!
And that was just through,
brilliant.
that was just us. That was just us selling them, like signing autographs and basically just like getting involved with all the fans.
Indeed. Mate, next time you feel free to track me on the tour, I'll be more than happy to sell you merch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Look, I'm presuming that Gene Simmons changed his stance on hard rock being dead when he heard you guys play.
Yeah, like the thing is, I think Gene is very much one of them people who loves to get a reaction from the press, because honestly, when we toured with him, he was without a doubt one of the nicest people we've ever toured with. Like, we were going out expecting to, like, they're such big bands, you know what I mean? We literally wasn't expecting anything, but like they give us a sound check every night. They give us a drum riser. They let us use their catering, like anything we needed. Like Gene was like so kind of like, because I think the thing is with Kiss, when they first started, they knew what it was like to be that unknown band going on big shows. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, they give us basically like the full stage to use. I mean, like honestly, like anything that we needed, they sorted us out straight away. It was just unbelievable.
Oh, brilliant! Was there a chance for Matt and Paul Stanley to sing together?
Unfortunately, we didn't get, like, the thing with Paul Stanley on that tour was he was kind of keeping himself to himself, because he literally just had throat surgery, so he was just barely talking in general off stage. But I mean, when he got a chance, he come up and said hello and stuff. So I mean, they were more than like lovely to us. I mean, on the very last show we did, I think it was in Hartford. They pranked us by basically every crew member from both camps, the Kiss and Motley crew camps, come off, and basically halfway through our last number took all of our gear off stage while we were still playing. Like, I think I was left in front of like 30,000 people with just like a snare drum and a hi-hat. They literally wiped everything off of us. They took our backdrop down. Like one of the roadies grabbed like Tag's guitar and was just strumming chords through it, and I think you can actually find it all on YouTube if you type up like The Treatment live in Hartford. It was hilarious though, but like they were just so good to us throughout that whole tour.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? Absolutely brilliant. Do you remember how Nikki Sixx got onto you in the first place? Yeah, it was honestly complete fluke. Like, what my theory and what happened was, basically, it was around the time we'd just released Drink Fuck Fight, the single. Yep. And being as our album's called This Might Hurt, I think Nikki Sixx either released a book or a 6 a.m. album or something under the same name. Yep. So my theory is he's gone to look for some stuff on his album and ended up coming across us. And from then he liked the video so much, he started playing it on the Sixth Sense radio station, tweeted about us saying, "Oh, I love this band, check them out." And then next thing, he put our name in the pot for the Kiss and Motley Crue tour, and then I think they figured let's give an unknown band a chance, and then they put us on. Oh, brilliant. Stuff like that's just supposed to be. So yeah, it was complete fluke really, but like it was unbelievable how it actually all happened, because we got told about it, but like, you know what I mean, in an everyday kind of scenario, you'd never dream of being an unknown band getting that kind of opportunity. Yeah, yep, absolutely. I mean this question with the greatest of respect to you. Do you see yourselves as champions of the great rock revival? I think we're a big contribution to it at the moment, because personally, I don't think there is a band out there that sound like us at the moment. I mean, you've got a band like Airborne, which are literally like out and out AC/DC. Yeah. But
I don't think there's anyone, like, I think we're a mix of so many different things. I think we've almost got our own sound now. And I think, like, all it will take is for a few bands like us and Airborne to, like, take off, and then I think it'll be a whole new rock revival.
I think you're absolutely spot on. That's beautifully put too. My next question was, in fact, your sound is such a brilliant mix of really familiar sounds.
Yeah.
Who would you say your influences personally and as a group would have been along the way?
I think our mutual influence is obviously AC/DC. Like, I think without AC/DC, none of us would be in a band. Like, it's just like it's what started all of us out as kids, like wanting to be a band and dreaming of being like Angus or Bon Scott. And then from then, like, I've always liked stuff like Judas Priest and Aerosmith and all your classic bands, really. Like any classic rock from like 1975 up until the early 80s is what I listen to most.
Yeah, and we can certainly see you guys kicking on like the mighty Aerosmith, the granddaddies of rock and roll. You'll no doubt be in the same boat.
Yeah.
And then there's a track like The Outlaw, which the start of it really reminds me of spaghetti westerns. It's terrific.
Yeah. I mean, that was the kind of whole feel we were trying to get for that track. I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's to us, it's just like a kind of out and out kind of. It's almost like a punk song, really.
Yeah,
it's quite a simple riff, and it's just kind of in your face.
Most certainly. You are very experienced as a band already, obviously, but still comparatively quite young. Where to from here? For
us, it's very much it's almost become more part of our lives and then like we're a band. You know what I mean? It's almost this is our life now. Like we all, like everyone in the band, we all live together in the same house. Like we literally, like everything we do together. So it's like we can't. None of us could actually imagine living a different lifestyle now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant.
It's like, nor would we want to do anything else. It's like even if worst case scenario, look, nothing ever amounted to what we do. Like we'd still be doing it, even if we were touring just like run down clubs across the UK for the rest of our lives. We'd still be out there doing it, because I'd say it's all the only thing we feel we're passionate about at the moment.
Yeah, and at such a young age, you've all discovered the secret to life. I think find what you love doing and make it pay. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, as well, like the only way, like nowadays as well, with how the record industry is and with record, like there's not a lot of money in record sales and stuff at the moment. The only way you can get anywhere nowadays is just to keep at it, and even if you think it's not going anywhere, like the longer you keep at it, you know what I mean? Like, well, we've had times where we thought we're not getting anywhere, and then we'll get a break like Kiss and Motley Crue, you know what I mean? So just the only way forward is just to keep at it.
This is a really difficult question. I'll apologise for it in advance, but do you have an absolute favourite live performance so far?
I wouldn't say, like, as far as live performances, it's more we more judge things on tours than like one-off gigs. But sure. I think the highlights so far are probably getting the Kiss and Motley Crue tour. And I'd actually say the shows we just did recently when we went out to France, because we went to Lyon, and we haven't been there in like I'd say 3 years. The last time we went there was Alice Cooper, and we were playing we were playing this show on the outskirts of Lyon, and we were literally like we wasn't expecting anything, because I think the pre-sales wasn't as what we thought they were going to be. And we went on and played, and it was basically packed out to the back. And we literally couldn't believe it, because people just come out of nowhere to come and see us. And we hadn't been there in 3 years, and we basically played to a packed out show. And it's like, and as well, because like it was weird, because it wasn't even a really well attended pre-sale gig, but everyone turned up. So it was nuts to think that people come from nowhere to see us.
Isn't it brilliant?
I think that was like the kind of first time we'd ever seen, like we're starting to actually properly make an impact now.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be inspirational indeed. Look,
Yeah.
I'd have to ask you, obviously with your accent, would it be from the East End of London?
Yeah, I mean, I was originally brought up in a place called Dagenham, which is like the outskirts of East London. But and my dad's always like lived around East and South London, so it was only I think it was I was around 12 when we moved to Cambridge, so like my parents just wanted to like get out of London because they'd lived there their whole life, so almost started like a new life in Cambridge, but I've still kind of kept my accent.
Absolutely, you have.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration for the name The Treatment?
We're all big fans of the band Dr. Feelgood, and it was like we wanted something along their lines. Like they'd had albums like Malpractice and like Down by the Doctors and stuff. So we wanted to get like, because we were big fans of that band. We always thought Dr. Feelgood was such a great name. We wanted something along those lines, and what the doctors do, they treat people. So then we become The Treatment. And it was just as simple as that, how we got the name, really.
Oh, fantastic. Look, from a percussion point of view, do you have a personal favourite track to perform live?
I think one of my favourites is Emergency, just because it's just such a kind of heavy, chunky riff, and it's just such a simple fours-to-the-floor track to play. So I very much just like to do, like, my favourite kind of songs to play is just to, like, do an out-and-out kind of feel rather than just play the track, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. Have you found that there's a track from the new album that the crowd really go off to, really react well to?
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone loves Emergency because it's that kind of, like the right tempo to move to. And, like, stuff like I Bleed Rock and Roll is always a really, like, crowd favourite, and Running with the Dogs goes down well as well. So, I mean, I'd say the majority of the songs off the album have been well responded from the fans.
Oh, fantastic, and rightly so too. We're so looking forward to you performing at Soundwave 2015. Do you think you'll have some time to catch up with a few sidewaves while you're here?
Yeah, we're doing one sidewave in Melbourne. We're doing the Cherry Bar.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that's on. I mean, we're all looking forward to that because it's on AC/DC Lane and somewhere we've always wanted to visit. So,
fantastic.
Yeah,
well, I'll be the old fart up the front waving at you. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully as well. Like, we're going to have a lot of time off, so hopefully we'll get to go and actually see some like sidewaves, like our mate Steel Panther and that. So, yeah, I mean, we just can't wait for the whole round trip. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, brilliant. Look, and I hope it's not rude, but I'm going to have to hit you up for a face-to-face interview, I think, while you're in Melbourne.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sure we could arrange that.
Indeed. Look, it's tremendous to speak with you sincerely, and thank you very much for your time today. Thank you, mate. We're absolutely assured that you're going to blow everyone away at Soundwave. Yeah. It's going to be terrific.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So travel safely, my friend, and we'll see you very shortly.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.